What's going on, hikers? In today's video, we're going to compare the Sawyer Squeeze and the Sawyer Mini. If you're new to the channel, my name is Jeremiah Stringer, and here we talk about all things hiking and backpacking. We give you info, tips, tricks, hacks, and more, along with take you out on the adventure with us. So today, we're going to compare the Sawyer Mini versus the Sawyer Squeeze. We're going to give you the weight, the accessories, the price, and some pros and cons to go along with it. And then the decision will be up to you on which one you think is the best. Let's start off with the price. So this is the Sawyer Squeeze. It comes in at Walmart, $30. That's where I bought mine. This is the Sawyer Mini, and it comes in at $20. Also bought it at Walmart. You can get either one there. Next, let's take a look at the accessories. So starting with the Sawyer Squeeze, it comes with two of these half-liter pouches. You can see I've cut off the top of mine, and I use this to scoop water for my Sawyer Full. It also comes with a cleaning plunger that it goes into the end here and back flushes your filter. And it comes with this drinking straw that I've never used. For the Sawyer Full, the Sawyer Squeeze, it comes with two of these 1 liter pouches, so twice the size of the Sawyer Mini. It comes with this blue lid / coupling that goes along with this tube and a gray coupling, and I'll show you how to use that in just a minute. And of course, this white lid and a mesh bag. So all that will pair together, those accessories, and allow you to do a gravity fed system. And we'll talk more about that in just a minute. So let's next go to the flow rate. So this Sawyer Mini, I bought it first and I took it on my first backpacking trip. And as I was filtering with it, I noticed, man, it's really hard to get water to come through it quickly. Okay, so I would consider the flow rate on this thing slow to moderate. And then if we go to the Sawyer Squeeze, this thing, you can see it's a little bit bigger, and the flow rate on it, as you'd expect, is a little bit faster. So I wouldn't say it's super fast, but I would consider it moderate. Okay, next up, let's talk about the weight. So the Sawyer Full comes in at 3.2 ounces. And if you're wondering in grams, that would be 89.6 grams. And then the Sawyer Mini comes in at 2 ounces. And that is 56 grams. Next up, let's take a look at how many gallons that each filter is guaranteed for. So the Sawyer Squeeze, the full size, is guaranteed for life. This thing will never stop effectively filtering water. As where the Sawyer Mini, it will filter up to 100,000 gallons, which, you know, I'm never in my lifetime going to need to filter 100,000 gallons of water. Even if I live, you know, out on trail full time for the rest of my life, I don't think I could ever reach 100,000 gallons. So I don't look too far into that. Next up, let's finish up with some pros and cons. So some of the pros, whenever it comes to the Sawyer Squeeze, is you can do a gravity fed system. If you look at this picture, you can see that you have a mesh bag, and you can put the filter in there, you can hook up the hoses, and you can screw onto the filter, and you'll have yourself a gravity fed system that you don't have to squeeze anything. It does all the work for you. So that's one great pro of the Sawyer Full Squeeze. Next up, I would say the flow rate. It is a pro. It's not super slow. Also, you can screw these onto a smart water bottle. That also goes for the Sawyer Mini. It screws onto a smart water bottle. The threads are the same. So you could just screw it on top and just drink straight from that filter and put dirty water in your smart water bottle. Again, you could do that with the Sawyer Mini, but the flow rate's not as good, so it's a little bit more difficult. Next up, they are reusable. So the Sawyer Squeeze is reusable. It's not like tablets, they don't dissolve. Okay. And lastly, these 1 liter bags are so much better than the ½ liter. And I'll tell you, that's going to be one of the cons for the Sawyer Mini. It comes with ½ liter bags, so it becomes a chore to filter water. Okay, next let's go over the pros of the Sawyer Mini. So the Sawyer Mini, it is lighter than the Sawyer Squeeze, so that is a pro. Not a whole lot lighter, but some. It is also reusable, so unlike tablets or drops, you can keep reusing, but keep in mind that's going to be heavier than tablets and drops. Next up, again, you can screw this on top of a smart water bottle. Okay, going back to the Sawyer Squeeze, some cons. So it's not all hunky-dory with both filters. There are some cons. Of course, this is heavier than the Sawyer Mini, so I would consider that a con. Secondly, it's a little bit bulkier, and they both can freeze. So if it's going to be, freezing temperatures, I keep it in my sleeping bag at night. If I'm going to be hiking out during the day and it's going to be freezing temperatures while I'm out on trail, I keep this close to my body, maybe inside my jacket or inside my pocket, because if the filter inside squeezes, it's complete. If the filter inside freezes, it's going to be completely useless. It's trash. You'll have to buy another one. Next up, if you can see inside there's an O-ring. Okay? It may be hard to see. It's the same thing inside this one. There's an O-ring, and these things have been known to fall out while you're out hiking, and you can't really filter if there's water. You can't filter effectively if there's water pouring out the wrong end, right? So the O-rings can fall out. You can just buy another one, but it could put you in a bind if you're out on trail and you can't filter effectively. And then lastly, I have drank some water that's been filtered through one of these, and it still tasted really musty. Okay, so the water's running off a rock, and it was safe to drink, it was survivable, but it did not taste very good. Okay, so keep that in mind as one of the cons. Okay, cons for the Sawyer Squeeze. The main con is these little bags. Oh my gosh, it is like, it was just annoying, to be honest. Okay, so annoying that I asked to borrow my father-in-law's 1 liter pouches because he had the Sawyer full. So keep that in mind. One of the cons is, and I would consider it the main one, this ½ liter bag that you have to filter with. Because it would take filling that up twice to fill up one smart water bottle that's a liter. Hey, next up con is that the flow rate is a little bit slower. So pair that with a smaller bag and it could take you a while to filter water. Also, this will, of course, freeze just like the Sawyer Full. So make sure if you're going to be out in sub 32 degrees Fahrenheit weather that you keep this close to your body so it doesn't freeze. Because again, it's trash if the filter inside is frozen. Yeah, the same thing with the O-ring, it can fall out, and the same thing with the taste. So all in all, which one would I choose? Which one do I use the most? I like to use the Sawyer Full, the full-size squeeze, because even though it's a little bit heavier, it's not a chore to filter water. And if I'm near a water source at my camp, then I can just use the gravity-fed system and I'll let it do the work for me, and I can fill up as much as I want and I don't have to do any work. And it's a lot cheaper than using some of the other gravity-fed systems like the Platypus. I think those run about $120. This will do the same thing. It won't filter as fast in as small amount of time, but it'll still get the job done. So the verdict, I choose the Sawyer Full, but you can choose the Mini if you want. It's all about what fits your needs. That's the best thing about backpacking, right? The complete freedom. Okay. If you found any value in this video, please consider subscribing to the channel, smash that like button, and kick the notification bell for the latest notifications on all the great videos we do here. We'll see you guys in the next one.